What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the new room added to Labs in 1.0, Kruglov's office. Before we take a look at what's inside, let's go over the ways you can obtain the black keycard to get in. It can be found on the bodies of cultists as well as most of the bosses. The marked rooms are also a pretty reliable method if you have a key. There's also 3 set spawns on Labs, so let's jump into a raid and I'll show you where those are. Okay, so we're starting off just next to the dome in the middle of the open area. Our first spawn is on this desk right on the edge in front of the phone here. Then the second spawn is nearby on this long table next to these 2 flasks here. And for the third spawn you will need the green key card, but let's run over there first. You'll have to open it up and go to the back corner of the room. It spawns just next to the keyboard here at this desk. If all else fails and you don't want to leave it up to chance, you can purchase the keycard on the flea market once you hit level 30 for 2 million rubles in PvP and 9 to 10 million in PvE. Or you can complete the quest Colleagues Part 3 for Therapist, which gives you one as a reward. Now let's go take a look at the room. Alright, we're starting out at the round table with the cat statues. To our right is the red keycard room in the cafeteria, and then we're going to head over here to our left into the admin room. And we're going to head to the back left corner of the room where this new doorway is. And right here is the door to the new office. Now that we've made it to the room, let's go over what can spawn in here. On the couch and on the binders down here are several high tier spawns that can spawn things like lions, gold skulls, golden chains. On the shelf here next to this pot there is a keycard spawn. And over here there's another high tier spawn next to the statue. And then all along the shelvings here there's folder spawns for the intel and the blue folders. On the end of the table here there is another folder spawn. And then if we head over to the front of the desk, there's a second keycard spawn on the desk here. And the 2 rare textbooks, which I'll throw on screen, that you need for high tier crafts in the Intel Center can be found right here. And there's another high tier spawn on the end of the desk. And then if we walk over to the wall safe, you have to use the black keycard again to open it. On the top shelf there will be a blue folder that you can grab for your intel, and then there is a folder spawn on the top shelf, on the middle shelf, and the bottom shelf. There's a keycard spawn here at the back of the second shelf, and 2 high tier spawns which can spawn rollers, bitcoins, and there is a cardinal key which is the new apartment on Streets. Now that we've seen what we can get, let's do 5 runs hitting the room and see how much money we can make from it. Alrighty, let's see what we find in our first look at the office. Got a gold skull on the couch, a raven on the ground, nothing else down there. No key card, nothing spawned there. Dang, no folders on the shelves either. We got a SMT though, that's alright. Nothing else on the desk. Wow, we're really getting unlucky here. Hopefully the safe has some better loot. Okay, we got 1 Bitcoin, Intel folder, the cardinal key, and a roller. Honestly, not too great, but I'll go back to my stash and sell it all and give you guys the total. Our first hit wasn't too impressive, only making us 1,300,000 rubles, but let's get into the next raid. Alrighty, we didn't have too great of luck on our first attempt. Hopefully things will be a bit better this time. Ooh, we got a Bitcoin on the couch. That's pretty good. Oh wow, a second Bitcoin on the ground. And a roller. Nothing next to the statue. Ooh, we got blue key card on the shelf. That's pretty good. Got one of the 2 textbooks. Looks like no folders on the top shelf though. And nothing else on the desk. Let's see what's in the vault. Oh shit, 2 more bitcoins, the key, and an intel folder. But damn, 4 bitcoins altogether, that's pretty good. Alright, I'll get the total for you and then we'll see what we get in the next raid. Fortunately, this hit was a lot better than the last, bringing in a very impressive 4,200,000 rubles. Alrighty, let's see if our luck from the last raid continues into this one. Hopefully we get something good. Alright, oh, we got a roller on there. Clock on the ground. Oh, an intel folder there. Another one. Okay, 2 intel folders. Nothing on the main table. 2 GP coins, not too great. Let's see what we get in the safe. Give us a key card. No key card, but we got another Bitcoin, a 3rd intel folder, the cardinal key, and a roller. Shouldn't be too bad, but I'll get the total for you guys and we'll see what I get. While not quite as bad as our first hit, our third was not much better at 1.5 million rubles. Hopefully the next raid is better. Alright, let's see what we can get out of our 4th hit of the black key card room. We got a silver badge on the couch, another Bitcoin underneath the binder. Like 1 intel folder on top of the shelf. Nothing on the end of the desk. One of the textbooks, that's pretty nice. And let's see what we get out of the safe. 2 rollers, an intel folder, and the key. Not too great. The 4th hit of the office made us 1.6 million rubles. We've only got 1 shot left, so let's make it a good one. Alrighty, we've made it back to the office for our 5th and final hit. Let's see what we can find. Looks like we've got an antique vase on the couch, another Bitcoin on the ground, and a rooster. Got 2 GPs next to the statue. And no folders on the shelves again. Slim diary, not too bad. The bronze lion. Surprisingly, that's the first one we found. Let's see what we get in the safe. 2 bitcoins, an intel folder, and a key. Alright, our final hit of the new office wasn't too bad. We made 2.8 million rubles this time, which brings our total for all 5 runs to 11.4 million rubles. A pretty solid amount, all things considered. After factoring in the cost of the key card, we made 1,900,000 rubles in PvE and roughly 9 million in PvP. Kruglov's office is definitely a nice addition to the loot pool of labs, and I'll be making sure I always check it when I do run it. Hopefully they don't nerf the room, but I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, then you should consider leaving a like and subscribing.